Broadcasting live from somewhere in the Shadow Realm, this is YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Here's your host, Doug Dimmaduel.
Hey there, and welcome to another episode of YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Today, I want to discuss the deck that I've currently been using in ranked duels. So far, this has got me just about up to Legend rank right now. Now, I haven't been playing it too much, but it's been a pretty easy climb through Platinum. Made it from Platinum 1 to Platinum 5 right now. I'm a few wins into it. Now it's just a matter of getting those few wins in a row and getting up to Legend rank and hopefully making a run at King of Games eventually. But as of right now, I just want to go over at least the deck that I'm currently using, and just to, because I know it seems like a lot of people are looking for more budget-friendly decks to help them compete well within the ranked duels. Even if it's not just a climb to the King of Games rank, or maybe it's just to try and get your 100 wins as quickly as possible, so you're able to get your all of your rewards for the end of the season with all your tickets. Take advantage of this type of deck. A lot of the pieces are at the card trader and are pretty affordable. So, what I want to go into is the type of deck. Of course, it is a Mako Tsunami deck. It is one of the, one of the better performing decks right now. There are still a lot of pieces, and it seems like there are a lot of improvements and a lot of buffs that you're able to get. So, at least I want to go through the layout that I have set up, and it's been very successful so far. First of all, you're going to run 3 copies of your Hammer Shark. That's the one that you're able to get at the card trader. It is just one of the drivers of the entire deck. It is a level 4 fish, 1700 attack, 1500 defense. Once per turn, you can reduce the level of this card by 1, and if you do, special summon 1 level 3 or lower water monster from your hand. So, a lot of the other cards that I run within this deck are level 3 or lower, so it works out well. I'm not using any type of Legendary Ocean spell card or anything like that, but you are able to take advantage of that and also utilize that with Hammer Shark's effect. So, that is a super rare. You're able to get that at the card trader. And just as a side note too, because I know I mentioned it's a Mako Tsunami deck, more often than not you will be using the Mythic Depths skill. That's the one where you start with Umi on the field to start off each duel. Just as a nice little boost, 200 attack and defense for all of your fish, sea serpent, aqua type monsters, all of those. So it's just really good support. Next card we have here is Needle Sunfish. It's a level 3 fish, 1500 attack, 100 defense. When this card is sent to the graveyard, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, and that target loses 500 attack. So you may want to pair this one up with Hammer Shark. I do run 2 copies of this, so hopefully you'll end up having a Hammer Shark and possibly a Needle Sunfish in your hand. It's just one good way to start chipping away at your opponent's attack if they have a higher level attack monster. So yeah, it's just a nice effect, and it's whenever it's sent to the graveyard. So it doesn't have to be on the field and destroyed that way. It could be discarded from your hand, even if you want to use a Tribute of the Doomed, which I don't use in this deck. But say you use your Tribute of the Doomed and you send your Needle Sunfish to the graveyard as your discard for that effect. I believe the effect would activate. So even I've noticed too when I'm going up against some of those mill decks where they're really trying to burn through my deck and cards are being discarded from the top of my deck into the graveyard, Needle Sunfish gets sent to the graveyard. That way, the effect still activates, and whatever face-up cards my opponent controls end up losing 500 attack, whichever one I decide to choose. So it does have a lot of good, just a lot of good effects that way. Then I run 3 copies of Yomi Ship, level 3 Aqua, 800 attack, 1400 defense. When this card is destroyed by a battle and sent to the graveyard, destroy the monster that destroyed this card. So I like this card a lot, and what I like to do is pair it up with Machizer, that as well as, there's a bunch of other methods to utilize this card. It's worth it if you're able to get through Age of Discovery 3 times over, or purchasing the cards to get the super rare and potentially getting yourself more Yomi ships. Having 3 copies of this in my deck has actually worked out really well. It kind of puts me in situations where my opponents are afraid to attack into it, knowing that it's going to be a Yomi ship, whether I keep it in face-down defense position, or if I use the combo with Hammer Shark and special summon it out into defense or attack position. And sometimes I could keep it as kind of a lure. My opponent thinks they're getting smart and are going to run into my Yomi ship with one of their monsters that they don't mind being destroyed, but I'll combo it out with something else like a Machizer or even Super Rush Headlong, something something along those lines. But we'll get into the spell and traps in a minute. The next card, this is one that you're able to unlock by leveling up your Mako Tsunami, and that's Beautiful Princess. It's a level 1 fish, 0 attack, 0 defense. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can banish this card and special summon one level 4 or lower fish-type monster from your deck, except Beautiful Princess. You can only use this effect of Beautiful Princess once per turn. So who are the fish-type monsters in this deck that we run? The first one is Hammer Shark, the one that you really want to see. The second one that I run in this deck is Needlefish. That's the other fish type. The other ones that I run in my deck are not fish, so these are the only two options that you could pull. So an ideal situation is to have one Hammer Shark in your hand, one level 3 or lower monster like Needle Sunfish or like Yomi Ship, and also having a Beautiful Princess. That way you're able to fill the field really quickly, because you'll summon your Hammer Shark onto the field, activating its effect to special summon Beautiful Princess, activate Beautiful Princess's effect to bring out another Hammer Shark from your deck, and then activate that new Hammer Shark's effect to bring out that level 3 monster like that Needle Sunfish or anything along those lines. So you're able to take advantage of that, and it's just a really good combo. So the next card we have in here is YuGiOh Taurus. It's the level 4 Aqua, 1700 attack, 1000 defense. If a fish, sea serpent, or aqua type monster you control attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. This is a really good card. It goes well with just about everything in this deck. This is another card that you're able to pick up from the card trader. I highly recommend getting as many copies as you can. I run 3 copies of it. It pairs well, although of course it's a level 4, so Hammer Shark's effect will not be able to work to special summon this card, but this comes in handy on its own in a lot of scenarios, and I've seen it's actually saved me in quite a few duels. Then, just for good measure, I run 2 copies of Starboy. It's a really common card to get within the Age of Discovery. It's a level 2 Aqua, 550 attack, 500 defense. As long as this card remains face up on the field, increase the attack of all water monsters by 500 points and decrease the attack of all fire monsters by 400 points. So, really good card. It's another good combo play to send out with your Hammer Shark, and I kind of like to use this card as bait as well. So what do I mean by bait? I mean the spell and trap cards that I have lined up here. The first spell card that I have is I got 2 copies of Super Rush Headlong. It's a quick play spell card where you target one face-up monster you control and declare one attribute. If that target battles an opponent's monster with that attribute this turn, destroy that opponent's monster at the start of the damage step. Now this is useful because a lot of your opponents seems to have a lot of the same types of cards, whether that be a bunch of fire, earth, anything along those lines, or a dark theme deck. You're going to see a lot of the same types on the field at the same time, so this is a good stall card and also a good bait card, because I'll have my Starboy out there and the opponent may want to weaken all my fish monsters and my aqua monsters by destroying Starboy. But then again, I may have a Super Rush Headlong in there, so they'll try to attack into my Starboy. I'll activate Super Rush Headlong, and it really sets me up for a good next turn. Then I run 2 copies of Enemy Controller. You could run 3. I find a good balance running 2 for right now. It's a quick play spell card where you target one face-up monster your opponent controls, change the battle position, or you tribute one of your own monsters and then target one face-up monster your opponent controls and take control of that target until the end phase. So just another really good card. Also, it's a good stall card if you need to use it that way. But also, it's there's just a whole bunch of uses for Enemy Controller. It's basically in everybody's deck if they're able to get a copy of it. But yeah, definitely worth having. I also run 1 copy of Mirror Wall just to kind of bait my opponents into attacking, or possibly just kind of altering their behavior, because maybe they'll even sense that there is the Mirror Wall on the field because of all the prompts that it does. So each time your opponent attacks, their attack of each of their monsters is cut in half, whichever monsters are attacking. Then you got to pay 2,000 life points at each of your standby phases or destroy it. So it is just a good card to have overall. You could also exchange that one for a 3rd Super Rush Headlong. That's also a good possibility. I only have 2 Super Rush Headlongs right now. A 3rd one could work, but Mirror Wall has actually done pretty well for me within this deck, and I think that's one of the reasons why I want to keep it in there. Next, I run 2 copies of Mishizer. You activate only when a monster is sent from the field to the graveyard. You select and destroy one monster on the field, and you can activate this card during the damage step. So what I like to pair this one up is with Yomi Ship. When Yomi Ship gets destroyed, I then like to activate my Mishizer, then destroying maybe 2 monsters on the field. Both the monster that attacked into my Yomi Ship when my opponent thinks that they're being smart, and knowing that they're going to attack into a Yomi Ship. But then I surprise them with the Mashizer, destroy the other monster that I possibly didn't want to be destroyed in the first place, but it gets destroyed anyway. So yeah, it's just a good way to start clearing your opponent's side of the board. It's a really good 1-2 combo. It's one that I use a lot, and it's really helped me out throughout Platinum. Then I run Windstorm of Etiqua, just another good stall card. And if you don't know what it does, you change the battle positions of all face-up monsters your opponent controls. So just a really good stall tactic, possibly set yourself up for next turn, but also you could pair that up with the Immunotaurus. If your opponent's monsters are in attack position with high attacks but low defense, then you send out your Immunotaurus out there and run through those defense position monsters. And yeah, it could actually work out very, very nicely. It's a really good combo. So, but anyway, that's kind of it right now. That's where I'm at. It's been progressing pretty well, although I haven't been playing all that much within the PvP, but what I have done is by using this deck, have advanced very rapidly. So, if there's any similar type of deck builds that you're using right now, if you made it to Legend Rank or if you made it to King of Games and you've run a similar Mako type deck build, I'd love to hear about it. Feel free to reach out to me on Twitter at YuGiOh Deck Talk. It's all one word, at YuGiOh Deck Talk, and I'd love to hear from you. So anyway, thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.